Major Rudolf Anderson Jr. Memorial. This was a young man from Greenville, South Carolina, local boy. And he was a pilot that was shot down in a U-2 spy plane in Cuba in 1962. A few days after that, Khrushchev, Kennedy talked, and the Cuban missiles were removed. So you could say that he may have been, his death was the catalyst to ending the Cuban Missile Crisis. He wasn't in this plane. This was his favorite plane. But he was in a U-2 spy plane. He was shot down. He was killed by shrapnel that penetrated his flight suit. But this is his face. F-80, I think F-86 Sabre, I believe that's right. I'll say around here. But he's a pretty significant individual, so I'm sure most people have never even heard of him. 1927, you see some of his photos. Sorry, I gotta go fast because it's getting dark. I went to Clemson University. You can see there, F-86 Sabre jet, 1951. Kempo, Korea. And the Distinguished Flying Cross. It says here that was his favorite plane to fly. Again, pause it if you'd like to read it all. I don't want the video to be too long. It's definitely worth reading if you have the opportunity and time. Just pause it. First air medal. That's the specs on the U-2. Kennedy and Khrushchev. Here's where it talks about flights. There's Castro. Here's the basic. I'll leave this. This one's important. Here's a letter from President Kennedy. Oh, excuse me, it's his, not the president, his brother, Robert Kennedy, but here's where, hopefully I can, Greenville pilot, that was in the paper. I don't know if you can read that or not. That was the wreckage Cuba had on display. There's legacy here. So they were able to get the body back within a week, which was pretty amazing. And here is the letter from President Kennedy to his widow. was the lone combat fatality of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Just 35 years old. Rededicated it for the 50th anniversary. So the young man gave his life, and potentially his sacrifice ended the Cuban Missile Crisis. So I was never told of this story, so I hope that you've enjoyed that, and hopefully you can just pause and you can read it, because it's definitely all worth reading. As has been said many times before, freedom isn't free, and it comes at a cost, at a great cost to family and lives. So remember that name, Major Rudolf Henderson Jr., United States Air Force. That dash right there, that's the important part. Right there, guys. Do something with your life. Make it count. Be worthy of the sacrifice of these great men. Live a worthy life.